Very good morning, my dear students. Hope you all are fine. Now, today I am going to start chapter 4, that is analytical chemistry. Now, the word analytical means what? It means analysis of the salt to find out the composition of the salt. Two types of analysis are there, qualitative and quantitative. In your syllabus, it is about qualitative analysis of the salt. And in this case, you have to find out the metallic cations present in the unknown salt sample. So again I am repeating, it's about the detection of metallic cations, not anions. Cations, I think all of you know, these are the positively charged, you can say atoms or molecules. Metallic ions, we can also consider them as metallic ions. These are also known as basic radicals. Now today I would like to discuss about the detection of 5 basic radicals or 5 metallic cations in the unknown salt sample. The first one is copper, Cu2 positive. The second one is ferrous, Fe2 positive. The third one is ferric, Fe3 positive. The fourth one is zinc, Zn2 positive. And the fifth one is lead, Pb2 positive. How to determine these metallic cations in the unknown salt sample? By using a reagent. And the reagent which we will use today for finding this cation, that is your sodium hydroxide solution. It is a strong alkali. In this chapter, we will find out the composition of the salt, that is metallic cation, either by using sodium hydroxide solution or by using potassium hydroxide solution or by using ammonium hydroxide solution. So first of all, we'll discuss about using sodium hydroxide solution. For example, suppose you are having an unknown salt sample, but in this case, as I have to tell you about the presence of copper, that's why I have taken the example of these two salts, like copper sulfate, copper carbonate, or any other salt of copper with valency 2. You are not aware of the salt, so what you have to do? You have to make the aqueous solution, the solution which is made in water, that we call aqueous solution of that unknown salt sample, and then take that salt sample in a test tube. Then add smaller amount of sodium hydroxide solution. If you will obtain this blue color precipitate insoluble solid which is left after the reaction. So if blue color precipitate will appear, then it confirms the presence of this Cu2 positive cation in the salt sample. One more thing, this blue color precipitate will be insoluble in excess of NaOH. So what you have to do? Take test tube, take aqueous solution of the salt sample, add sodium hydroxide and see the observation. Blue color precipitate confirms the presence of copper cation in that salt sample which is insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxide solution. So with the help of this test, we can determine whether Cu2 positive, that is copper metal, that is metallic cation Cu2 positive is present in the salt or not. This is the result. Now moving on to the next one, that is ferrous ion. Ferrous cation, iron is having variable valency, 2 positive and 3 positive. Where it is having 2 positive, we say this ferrous, and where 3 positive, we say ferric. Same thing, we have to take the unknown salt sample, aqueous solution of that. It's not like that you will not get result if you will take simply the salt, but if you want better result, you have to make the aqueous solution of that unknown salt sample. Add sodium hydroxide. If dirty green precipitate will appear, then it confirms the presence of ferrous cation in the salt, that is Fe2 positive. Observation, dirty green, and that is also insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxide. The precipitate is due to the formation of this ferrous hydroxide, FeOH twice. Color of this ferrous hydroxide is dirty green. It is precipitate, it can be easily filtered out, and it is insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxide. Moving on to the next one, that is ferric cation, that is Fe3 positive. Suppose the salt sample, because again the same thing you are not aware, I am giving you just for an example, like you have taken ferric chloride and then you add NaOH, because in this iron with valency 3 is present. So on adding sodium hydroxide solution, a brown color precipitate will be formed. So it will confirm the presence of ferric cation in the salt sample, and this is also insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxide solution. This reddish brown, or we can say brown precipitate, is due to the formation of FeOH thrice. Now the fourth one is for the detection of zinc cation with valency 2. Again, take the aqueous solution of unknown salt sample, add sodium hydroxide. If gelatinous white precipitate like gel will be formed, and one more thing is here, that precipitate will be soluble in excess of sodium hydroxide solution. Then it will confirm the presence of zinc cation in that salt sample. Why? Because it is amphoteric behavior. ZnOH twice, the zinc hydroxide, which is of gelatinous white color, when excess of sodium hydroxide reacts with it, it will form a soluble salt, that is sodium zincate. So this is about how you can find out the zinc cation in the unknown salt sample. Moving on to the next, for the detection of lead cation with valency 2 Pb2 positive, same thing, aqueous solution is to be made of that salt sample. I have written here example just to tell you that how will you find out whether it is a lead salt or not. Otherwise, practically when you will do, you will get unknown salt sample and then add sodium hydroxide solution. If a curdy white precipitate, again I am repeating, curdy white precipitate will be there, then it confirms the presence of lead cation in that salt, and this curdy white precipitate is due to the formation of this PbOH twice, that is lead hydroxide, PbOH twice. This also shows amphoteric behavior, where base reacts with alkali to give salt and water. So this base, that is PbOH twice, this is base. Why I am using this word? Because it is an insoluble precipitate. When it reacts with sodium hydroxide, it will also get dissolved, which is a very important observation. And because it get dissolved, it will give a soluble salt solution, that is your sodium plumbate. So this is how you can find out the presence of this metallic cation in the unknown salt sample. Just revise all these things at a glance. For copper, if the color is blue of the precipitate, which is insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxide, then it will confirm the presence of Cu2 positive. For ferrous, dirty green precipitate, insoluble in excess of NaOH. For ferric, reddish brown or simply brown color precipitate, insoluble in excess of NaOH. For zinc, gelatinous white, just like gel, precipitate will be formed, which is soluble. This is very important. In case of zinc and lead, it is soluble in excess of sodium hydroxide solution. And in case of lead, the color of precipitate will be curdy white, which is also soluble in excess of sodium hydroxide solution. So with the help of this, you can find out the presence of copper cation, ferrous cation, ferric cation, zinc cation and lead cation in the unknown salt sample. That is also separately. Thank you.
Cool.